Hello there, YouTube. Welcome to, what is it, Tuesday the 15th, 14th, 15th of June. And it is 57 degrees. But let me show you something here right quick. So I go through here and check my Optimates, as I do. So I noticed that the Optimate for the DR is just in an on position. You know, if you leave them plugged in but they're not in the bike, you get the one green light. So I'm thinking, what's going on here? So I unplug it, replug it, try to reboot it. No, the battery is absolutely dead in the DR. It hasn't been that long ago. Oh, what the heck did I do with it? Oh, hasn't been that long ago since I replaced it. And that's a good Yuasa. I just rode this thing the other day, and it's an open circuit. Got a couple of tricks here to see if I can wake it back up. But, yeah, I mean, nothing. 0 volts. It's an open circuit. And if you remember right, that's what it did last time. It was an open circuit. Is that DR eating batteries? Is it overcharging and smoking the batteries? I don't know. We got some checks to do. You need to look up when I bought that battery last.
Yes, I do.
A nice little secure compartment over there. It's all plastic. You don't have to worry about, excuse me,
Anything
getting on the carpet.
Yep.
Mama, it's looking kind of good out here right now. Hope it stays that way. Well, there, little woman.
Yes, no.
It was a nice drive to work. Actually, it was nice most of the time. It got more cloudy as we got further south, but
I still saw sunshine.
I did too. That was nice. Made me smile. All right. Have yourself a wonderful Tuesday.
You too, hubby.
Love you. See you. Bye.
I love you.
Bye-bye now.
Bye.
Well, here she is. 2017 Spyder Art or F3 Limited. Service is done. Everything's been double, triple, quadruple checked. Everything works wiring wise. You never know when you take that much stuff off a Spyder. But in the grand scheme of things, this thing, holy moly, this thing wasn't that bad at all. As far as the accessories, it just seemed like it was a whole lot worse. Once I got in there, the crying was over. Look at this 2013. What barn did that just get pulled out from? Holy moly. It came on a hook, needless to say. That's definitely a barn find right there. It's weird when you're around motorcycles how often you find these or come across these barn find type vehicles. It just takes time. And these big services don't come by. I mean, they're so few and far between. It's not like we learn all these little tricks. I know how to make a shortcut here and make a shortcut there. I shouldn't say shortcut, but you find time-saving things. Like in the order you do something, if I do it in this order, I can save 10 minutes. I can save 15 minutes, whatever it is. Not a shortcut. I shouldn't say that. That's a negative sound, but we refer to it as a shortcut. Shortcut as in, hey, and Ryan and I will exchange things. Hey, Pops, he goes, how do you do this or that? I said, well, I take that off and this off. And he goes, hey, when you take this off, make sure you do that instead of, you know, because sometimes you're like going back over yourself on certain things. But you know, when you do something repetitively, you learn what to do, what tools to have, when to do it, and it just becomes this very smooth flow. So you're not like, what tools do I need now, you know? I'll even go so far on certain things like transmissions on those K1600s. Thank God that seems to be over. I know what tools I need, and I put the tools in an order where there's sections for certain things. And then people put accessories on them, and actually, like I say, in the end, this one wasn't that bad. But they put accessories and they go to these events, or, you know, you got a guy that just does it himself, and they just don't have a clue, you know. They're not technicians. They're not gonna know. I know it's irritating, and I complain about it, but you can't know what you don't know. But someone is gonna have to take this thing apart to do a service on it at some point, and the people that install it just don't care. And like at those events, I think a lot of those things, if you buy the product, they'll install it for free. What kind of quality work do you think you're going to get out of that? You don't. They don't have to do the services on them. They're just selling you cheap Chinese junk and charging you top dollar for it, and hacking those things together. They'll never see you again. They don't have to do the service. I gave her a little wipe down. I didn't do no big detail thing. I didn't flowgenics the thing or anything like that. But I think his ride here was probably in a downpour, and the outside of his Spyder kind of looks like my MDX after a couple of muddy road rides through the backcountry where we're at. Ooh, that thing's actually putting off quite a bit of heat up front there. I'm not too used to the RTs. You don't get none of that. Run her in here, do a couple more little checks, and paperwork and done. That is one barn fine looking 2013 RT Limited there. In all right. Thanks for coming along for the rip. I had to do a search on my own videos to try to figure out when I bought that thing. It's really rare to have a battery with an open circuit. So we were talking upstairs, and they're going, what if that charger is putting out more than the point? It's supposed to be like 800 or 850 milliamps. What if it's outputting more than it should, and it's smoking the battery? I see it going through its tests, and it floats, and then it's charging, and the charger was doing what it was supposed to do. Anyway, I bought another one of the budget low-powered ones here, the Optimate 1. It's only 600 milliamps. So I'll use that on it. I was walking out here to mess with the battery in the DR650. Look, there's the old original Optimate. Look at that old ghost. With the old Tamiya plugs and stuff on it. Man, that thing's old. Still works though. So obviously when I washed this thing after I put the tires on there, I did one of those pro prep clean jobs. Look at this thing. That's like a Spyder. You pretty up the outside and everything on the inside's nasty. I forgot. I mean, it's been so long. I forgot I never gave her a proper a proper wash. It's like pulling the Tupperware off a Spyder's like, whoa, she ain't so clean. She looks great everywhere else. That was one of those little Pro Prep. That was that So Clean Pro Prep, which I still have a full can, but I'm holding on to it dearly. That is the best stuff for sure. I'm super impressed with that Torco Moto Prep though. But anyway, there's still a battery in this thing. Oh, another thing too is this old battery tender lead. Those things are horrible. They don't fit really tight. And I didn't put this on. This was on when I got it. So customer, original owner of this thing must have done that. That's old fashioned. The wires they're just rock hard too. A new set. And that's the good and proper ones that seal up really well. They have the little boot. That's what I have on all of these out here. Everything has these on them. Those are nice. Oh, that's a Harley one. That's right. I got this from the Harley shop. Kelly, I put one on here. That's an Optimate one on there. Mine has it too. Yep, the spring's the other way. I never did look the other night, and I didn't swap hers around. We'll mess with that later, because we're going to do some adjustments anyway. Whew. Hi there, GT650. You're like a breath of fresh air walking out here, you know that? This is something else that Optimate's been doing here lately. So you get whoops, you get the nice little clamps so you can, you know, charge anything that doesn't have a lead or anything on it. But that's that really nice waterproof end cap, and you can pull the whole boot off if you want it to look similar to a battery tender one. But this is what I was talking about, which is cool. But how many battery bolts do you know of that's 8 millimeters? So that little tab makes it a 6 millimeter. Sometimes that can be a little tight getting into areas. Does that look a little cleaner? So it's running internally now, not externally. And it's actually riding across the top of the voltage regulator rectifier too. Oh, that stuff's dirty. And then this just tucks out of the way when not in use underneath the side cover. But at the time I just leave it dangling out because I plug it into the charger. If I rode 2 up, you just tuck it, and the side cover kind of rides close to that and it just holds it in there. But when charging, you just flop her out. It's got a much nicer waterproof connector than the battery tender version. Nice sealed cap. And to route it through here, I just pulled the whole thing off and snuck it through, routed it against the frame. It's all nice and tight so it don't chafe anywhere. My positive is a little out of whack there. Make sure nothing's in the way of your intake, because that little tiny hole is what that massive Chevy V8 looking cylinder sucks air in through. Alright, I'll go ahead and put the seat and side covers back on and we'll plug in the new charger. Not sure what the deal is. I need to check the charging on them, but I'm not charging on it, but I'm not going to short run it out here to test it. So next time I ride it, I can test it. And you just simply test the charging voltage right there at your tender connector. Don't ever try to jump it or anything from that. That could be trouble. All right. That's kind of crazy. 1, 2, 3, 4th battery in about 4 years. That's kind of nuts. When the first battery lasted forever, until I bought this first Optimate 3 of the new style. And this has been the DR's charger since I bought that charger. So maybe, just maybe, there's something wrong with that one. I'll do some tests on that as well. I have that same Optimate powering or charging the Polaris generator. This one's going to the GT650, and then you can see the 2 small, that's the Quad Boss version. It's an Optimate. It just like Honda has, Moose has. Actually, I think those are Moose. Different companies. You can still see it's an Optimate 3. Those are genuine Optimate, which is fine. And she's sitting here on her little cooker. The DR lives again. You know what the nice thing is? The battery dies. I got no computers to reset. No clocks to reset. I have my 4Motion, literally forever lasting battery. Of course, the thermometer doesn't use a battery. Amazing. The accuracy and the longevity of those dadgum clocks. These are the clocks off of my 2002 Road King. I just have them on the top of the forks. It works great. I can see temp. I can see time. All right. Now we just need to get the gas sucked out of it. I need to come up with some kind of adapter to, or just take the tank off and dump the thing. But it'd be nice to come up with some, I want to do that anyway, adapter on the suck pump thing, so I can run a hose down there and just suck it out. But we'll deal with that as we go along. 4 batteries in 4 years. That's pretty crazy. I say the first one lasted a year and a day. Well, I've had to replace 4 because a year and a day, and then that last one's 2 years, and now it's got another one. But until that old gray one, which is an inferior battery for sure, lasted all those years until I put that charger on it. And I tend to kind of keep the chargers with the bike. Always. My Harleys have been using this old... See, here's another one. It's a Honda version of an Optimate 3. And they just stay with them. I don't think that was a good match for some reason. But she's a... Even though I used a BMW charger to peak that battery out, it will say it's charging for a little bit. There we go. Well, hello there, YouTube. Man, I just missed it. There's some single... There's some single out there that is loud. It's got to be a straight pipe.
Yeah.
That thing's hecka loud.
I can still hear it.
Yeah, he's gotten far enough off in the distance that you can hear him. So it'll be interesting to figure out, is it just a Fluke battery? Is my DR overcharging and smoking the batteries? Or it would be really rare, extremely rare, maybe that Optimate's got some problem. I hate to think how many thousands and thousands and thousands of those things we've sold, never has one come back, ever.
Yeah.
And all the ones I've used, they're everywhere in the shop. We all use them. They just don't die. They don't miss a beat. So
It's got to be something else.
yeah. So I don't know. I don't even know how I would test it. I guess I could verify the amperage that it's putting out, and if that's out of whack, maybe that's something. We'll do some investigating, or not. We'll just go on and hope this battery lasts longer than 1 to 2 years. You know.
Yeah.
I never had battery problems. Can never say that again. And why the one motorcycle? There's no computers. There's no nothing. It's just a simple electric start. Stator with a voltage regulator rectifier.
Yeah.
That's it. They don't get much simpler than that. Annie, I'm going to knock you out, dog.
I know it.
She's been out here quiet. Now all of a sudden she decides to be... Annie!
Yeah, she's all full of it.
Anyway, we're going to roll out on you.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. We really do appreciate it. We will talk to you tomorrow. Same smoke time, same smoke channel. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And you guys have an amazing Wednesday or Thursday.
Heck yeah. Thanks for hanging around, going for a F3 limited ride, and mess around with the DR.
Yeah.
Got a little shop stuff and a little home shop stuff.
There we go.
Yeah. All right. We'll see you guys in the morning.
See you then.
Thanks for watching now.
Bye.
Bye-bye.